this pre-session consolidation, and we'll go through this piece by piece. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, welcome back to another New York session live trading stream hosted by the #1 education service for traders, ChartAddicts. I'm your host, Roy Dunya, aka the NASDAQ GOAT, aka co-founder of ChartAddicts. I'm going to be live trading, showing you guys my strategy in action, and I'll also be covering some of the biggest news events affecting markets and showing you the effects that some of these things can have on stock market indices, especially US indices. Okay. So get rid of these indicators. Pretty good stuff. So pre-session consolidation is right here. We got the highs of the consolidation, the low of the consolidation. Let's go ahead and mark this off. And I know what you guys are all thinking at home. Damn, Roy, you look fucking jacked today. What's the workout routine? The workout routine is back test your strategy and get a trading journal and a trading plan, and you guys can get built like this. And also, I know what you're thinking. Where can I get one of these tank tops? These things look incredible. The matching tank top and hat. This is how I go to the gym. People think this is a fitness brand. They're like, oh my God, bro, is that a fitness brand? Are you what is it called when you fucking get a deal with one of these guys? Are you an affiliate or some shit for these? Are you a sponsor, a promoter for these things? No. It's the matching hat and shirt combo. It's on the website under the merch tab. You guys can find it. Back to the regularly scheduled program. Pre-session consult. And also the reason I go on so many tangents for those of you guys that are new, and if you're watching this recording later, is because a lot of trading is just waiting for the market to set up. And right now we have about 45 minutes to kill before the market gives us an entry. And so, yeah, I'm going to be going through the news events for the next 45 minutes, but also I'm going to sprinkle in a bunch of random shit from left field. So if this is your first time on the stream, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So for my ChartAddicts members, let me explain this real quick. We got phase 1 right here. We have phase 2. And so I don't actually consider this a break above the highs. This is 4 a.m. Yeah, that's my 4 a.m. So no real break above the highs. We just retested the close of the previous 2 sessions. We have the low right here. And right now, price is forming support. So there's a scalp position right at the market open right now to take price right here to the top of this range. All right. But the reason I don't trade the market open is because whatever the first price move is tells us what we're going to be doing for the rest of the session. So instead of jumping in prematurely, taking a guess as to what price might do, taking a long position, for example, to the top of the range, and then the market liquidity grabs on us, I would much rather let the market set up first and we catch a retest in that direction for the day. My trading session is around 10:20 a.m. to 11:20 a.m. If you know, you know. Oh, you guys can see the background. I got ChartAddicts in my background too. Okay, we got phase 1. This is the consolidation. Phase 2. We have break in one way. We're going to see the break the other way. And then more than likely, we get potential sell-off later in the session. If we have a break down first and we form some kind of double bottom, then I'll look to buy it around 10:20. So really, whatever happens at the market open, do the opposite, right? It's not rocket science. So right now, where's the 930 candle? The 930 candle went bullish. And so we're going to be expecting some kind of retracement here before we push higher. So personally, break through the zone and then a continuation. He says, Roy, the fitness influencer. Bro, can I just get a fucking sponsorship? Can somebody please? Who wants to sponsor the streams? Because TradingView sponsoring the streams, but I'm also looking for a fitness brand. If Bang Energy is listening and you guys want to sponsor this stream, be my guest. I'll promote the shit out of whatever you guys want, as long as the product is good. Morning, yes, I stretched and jump rope for 15 minutes outside. That's what I'm talking about, Bianca. Get the cardio in, get the coordination in, do something out of the usual. That's the best way to start the day. Bobby said, I just got done with leg day. Bobby, 940 over here. Dude, it's fucking 6:30 where you're at. It's fucking 6:30 where you're at. You're telling me you just hit leg day? Now that's some Jeffrey Dahmer behavior, brother. That's fucking crazy to me. He said, have you seen the CEO of Bang? I have. That guy, all right. I mean, fuck, dude. I don't want to be goddamn Tim Cook either. I don't want to be Tim Cook either. I'll still use my fucking iPhone. I don't get your point. All right. I don't like Dwayne John. I don't like The Rock, right? But his tequilas actually have decent. You got to be able to separate the, got to be able to separate the two. Just got to get it done. Yep. All right. So we have this push up at the market open. So we've already had our push down. We have our push up. So what I'm looking for is for price to break through this area, grab all of the liquidity that's sitting up here. So everybody who's in sells that has their stop loss and break even is about to get hit. Everyone who's in sells that has their stop loss above this range is going to get hit. And then once we see a reversal pattern, we wait for the retest, 88.6 for the win. A little predictive analytics right here. I'm gonna fucking shock you people. Boop. All right, let's have some fun. Okay, well, this is stupid. There we go. All right, very straightforward stuff. Body, right? We got body to wick. All right, so I'm looking for a retest of 15,065, 1565 for longs. Retest of 1565 for longs, but I need to see. I want to see a break above this zone first. So once we establish new highs, once we break above the previous local high, then I just want to look for a higher floor. Once we get this higher low, we have daily support, we have this 30-minute or 1 hour support formed right here. 1 hour support. We have the liquidity grab through the zone. I want to see a push and then a retest, 1565. So a few steps to this thing. My two scenarios are we get that push above the range and then a retest back in, or the market violates, creates some kind of inverted head and shoulders or double bottom reversal pattern, and then we can actually take a way better entry down here at these extension levels. All right, so this would be ideal. So let's let the market set up. The reason I always give it 30 minutes after the market open is there's a ton of people guessing directions right now that are probably going to get crushed on this trade. So a lot of people are seeing the bullish momentum start to form, and so they're entering a lot of buy orders. A lot of people are seeing the rejections at these fibs, and so they're entering sell orders. Ultimately, if you're going to take a trade, you want to sell at the top and buy at the bottom. Everything in the middle is a take profit or sort of take partial zone. So my strategy is, like, obviously it's buy low and sell high, but I'm gonna take it one step further, which is I buy below the support and I sell above the resistance. This is where most people do the opposite. Most of you guys have been taught to sell below the support and to buy above the resistance, which is probably why you've been experiencing a lot of up and down and break even trading. Yeah, if you do the opposite, which is you actually buy the discounted prices and you sell the premium or the expensive prices, then you'll usually make a lot more money. A little side note for you guys, a little expert trick there. All right, we got a cool 3.5 to 1. Always remember that if you're taking partial profits, you're not going to capture a full 3.5. And so by the time you take partials at these fib levels and then the market hits the extension, you'll probably walk away with 1.8 to 1 or 2 to 1 R&R. And so whatever you see as the intended risk and reward that you're trying to get, once you're done, you take partials, there's spreads, there's commissions, you got a late entry, whatever might have happened, you'll realize that you might have risked $500, but you didn't make 1,700 like you were supposed to, right? With the 3.6. You probably only made, let's call it like 1,100 or 850 or something like that. So intended versus realized risk and reward. You got to know what that is for your specific strategy. Emmanuel says, today is my first time at the stream. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. I love these shows. Pedro says, welcome, Emmanuel. Join the Chart Addicts membership. Well, we closed up shop, so we didn't close up shop, but we no longer have open access to join the community. The only way to get inside is to go through the advanced coaching program, and that's about it. Did you get a chance to send the video? Yeah, I have a video dropping for you guys explaining how geopolitical conflicts, wars, trade wars affect markets and what you guys can expect out of this recent conflict. Now, I do want to address something. Obviously, whatever is happening with this geopolitical conflict, abhorrent. So tragedy is tragedy. People losing their lives is unacceptable no matter what the circumstance is. And even though I'm going to focus mostly on the financial impact and the economic impact of these events, let me just start off by saying what's happening there is fucked up. And I don't care what side you're on or what you believe or what your historical precedent is. Innocent people should not die for political gain, for territorial disputes, or anything in between. That's flat. With that being said, my job is to educate you all on the small, nuanced impact that this is going to have on like this little niche thing, which is the economy. And so keep that in mind. A lot of human suffering is happening. That's the context of this situation. Yes, there's impact and there's opportunity for us to make money, but let's not forget what the real point of this is, which is people are losing their lives and we got to get through that hump as soon as possible. With that being said, geopolitical events also are some of the biggest market movers. Like I said, I have a video dropping later today, which will explain to you all the impact of the last 10 biggest economic events. I went through and looked at the last big 10 events, so you don't have to, and I saw the market impact. And it's going to shock you. A lot of people think that if there's a war going on somewhere or some negative news is announced, it's going to be negative for US stocks. That's not usually the case. Not usually the case. If you are watching this on YouTube, please drop a like and subscribe. It'll help push this stream to more people. You guys know I'm trying to provide as much value as possible. We'll be going through geopolitical events. We'll be going through market impact. I will be showing you my trading strategy alive, putting myself, my reputation, the Chart Addicts reputation on the line by taking a trade in front of you. If I lose, I can't delete the fucking thing. I can't Photoshop it out of my MetaTrader. I can't go into a marketing account like some of these people and just affect the trade in the back end. I can't just post a screenshot from weeks, pretend it was today. There is nothing I can do to avoid the repercussions of my actions on this stream. This is about as raw as it gets. And so if my strategy works, you'll get to see this live. And if it doesn't, you get to see it live. None of this gimmick bullshit where I can be on Instagram or social media telling you that I have a strategy that's killer, that's, out of this world, and then you all get to this trading stream and the strategy doesn't work. Can't do that. So you all be my witness and my critics, and I look forward to trading with you all. So if you enjoy the stream, if you get any value, make sure to share it in your trading groups or drop a like. Love from ALB, bro. ALB, I'm guessing that's Albania. The way you translate charts to liquidity is incredible. Thank you. It's all about perspective, and the more unique your perspective is and the more dialed in and specific you are about your strategy, the more effective you're going to be on the charts. If I ask somebody about their strategy in the first 2 minutes, I can tell if they know their system or not. It's not just the technical analysis. Like I'll ask, here's how I know if you know your shit or not. If I ask you about your strategy and you have to pull out your phone or a piece of paper or some dumb shit, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? If you're trying to be on a diet and you have to write it down and you have to consult your phone to make a decision, the chances of you sticking to that diet is zero. It's fucking zero. The more friction you add in between you and a good habit and a positive action, you're disincentivizing yourself from doing the right thing. You want to make the bad habits as inconvenient as possible, but you want to make your good habits as accessible as possible. Y'all get me? Okay, cool. Looking for shorts on gold, all that, waiting for break above. Good morning. Great morning, King. Good morning, everybody. Art, good to have you on. So you all know the system. I'm waiting for this break, retest. And what I'll do is, before you guys do anything, set an alert. A lot of people miss out on doing the most simple things that can make them money. Takes 2 seconds to put out your alert. You want to do about 15 to 20 points above your intended price. Every time price gets there, and I'm going to create an alert here. All right. Now, when the market comes back to test this, I have the app on my phone that will alert me. And I also have the, since I'm watching it on the computer here, I'm going to get a notification and an alert. So now, no matter what happens, I know the price I'm looking at to take a long position. I know what I'm looking for, which is the 3-step system. I need to see a break above this high. I need to see a retest back inside the range. I need to see a higher low at the 886. If I see all 3 of these conditions, I'm going to enter the trade and make some money. Any questions? Don't you think indices should melt during the news? Why? So my answer is no. But why do you think that they should? I'm not trying to be a dickhead. I'm going to give you the answer here in a sec, but I do want to hear your thoughts. I don't know. 1966 seems too much, but maybe 1960.578, expecting a break of the wick. Short aiming at 1932. Let's see. Huh. Oh, that's a tough one. So my 2 options on gold would be if the market holds this support, like this thing, if it just starts pushing up and it breaks above this high, same thing on NASDAQ. You want to look for the higher low, right? Maybe even a slight grab in between the range. That's because if you draw your Fibonacci from here to the top, this is a perfect 78 retracement. Now, if you draw the Fibonacci retracement from the low of this impulse, the very low of the recent swing, this like recent swing move, I would look for a retracement back inside the range about halfway at 1949.5. All right. And then a push back up. And knowing gold, there will be a liquidity grab here. So if you enter at 49.7 or 49.5, your stops will still have to be below this low. So you're looking at about a 60-point stop loss, maybe a little bit lower, 55, depending on your entry. And the take profit is going to be about 100, almost a 2-to-1. If price holds this double bottom, then you could be looking for a push from here. But I'm not, you guys know how I feel about the break and retest. I'm not a big fan. So again, if price breaks above 1958 and you get that new high established, then just look for a higher low continuation. If the market makes a lower high and just starts melting, then wait for it at 1948 or 1949. There's going to be a zone here. Make sense? I got the same setup on gold. Buys at 1948 is what I'd like to see. There we go, Bryce. Bobby, I'm still shocked. You said you hit leg day before them. I literally hit the gym to go do legs this morning. I was like, yeah, my upper body's beat up. I've been doing a lot of kickboxing, a lot of MMA. My shoulders are fucked up. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go hit a quick leg workout before the day starts. Dude, I'm walking to the gym and I'm feeling it in my legs. I'm feeling it in my ankles and shit. I'm like, dude, it's way too early for this. Got in there and just started hitting shoulders. You guys know I mean, come on, look at this. I got a shoulder pump. I look like I'm about to step on a stage or something. This is disrespectful. Imagine, bro, it's like being tall and not playing basketball. Like I should go compete in some shit. Right? I should go compete in some shit looking like this. It's like you see somebody who's 6'5", you're like, yo, what team do you play for? It's like, no, I don't. So I play the trombone. I'm like, bro, you're 6'7". For what? A waste of fucking genetics. Like God picked the wrong fucking one. I'd be walking out, bro. If I was 6'7", I'd be trying out for sports that people don't even know existed. I'd be fucking playing basketball. I don't even fucking like basketball. I'd just be walking around the grocery store and looking for people who can't reach something off the shelf. Just be like, hey, yeah, I can help you with that. No, do you need some help with that? Hey, Kate, you need a hand? That's what I'd be doing. All right. So I don't know how we got there. We're here now. Let's talk about this conflict real quick. I know we're jumping around a little bit through tangents. Let's see if anyone has questions. Nope. You guys are just laughing at me in the chat. All right. I'm gonna just keep the show rolling then. Let's see what we have here. Arts Pipeline says, let's go. I don't know what you're excited about, brother, but I'm glad you're excited. Okay. Glad you're having a great time. Hit the reverse fib. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm just cleaning up my chart real quick. There we go. All right, we're getting all the conditions that we're looking for. We have that break above. I'm really mad I didn't buy this. Could have just been out in one candle, but patience pays. We got another probably 20 minutes looking for that entry. And honestly, I might catch the sell entry back down just because I'm looking for the trade that's in my session. My session is only an hour. It's 10:20 to 11:20 a.m. And so we could actually have a rejection here, another rejection here, and then a push all the way back down. So I'll catch the sells all the way down, and then at 1565, I'll take long positions to trade with the trend. Doesn't get better than this. Actually, it does. A few days ago, we caught an incredible trade, just landed on my lap. What are your reasons for bullish indices during the news? Okay, Bendal, let's go through it. So I'm going to answer this question in the form of a question. If you are a global investor and you were in charge of $1 billion of investor money, and the world was about to go into war, you have to look around at different geographical locations. You look at Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and you're going to ask yourself, where should I put my money? So if you go through a tour of the world right now and you ask yourself, where's the safest place to put the money? America is the only option, which is why we're seeing all these inflows into the stock market. Everyone's like, wow, it's negative. People should be panicking and selling off. It's like, no. The Israelis and the Palestinians are panicking and they're probably selling off. The people in the associated regions around, I'm Lebanese. Lebanese people are probably panicking, but everybody else in the world is just going to put their money where they believe it's the safest. So if Europe has a shitty economy and they're on the brink of war with Russia, you can't hold your assets there. If Japan has a negative interest rate and just a horrible monetary policy, and the Japanese economy is in constant threat, you don't want to put your money in Japan. Your money could get seized in China. You don't want it in China. African banking system is not as reliable as the rest of the world. You're not going to put it in Nigeria or in South Africa. You're not going to put it in the Middle East. That's for damn sure. You're not going to put it in South America. So the only place that's left is America. Now you're going to ask yourself, well, that means that the US dollar should be seeing all of the inflows, right? The USD should be seeing all the inflows, which eventually it will. After this retracement, the dollar will continue bullish because, just like I said, everybody in the world is going to put their money where they believe the government is the most stable and the most reliable, and the military has the most amount of strength to defend that currency. That's how you defend your money. If people are sending their money over here, it's because they're like, okay, even if America gets involved in this next conflict or this recent conflict, no one's going to go attack them on their own soil. And so that's the safest place to have the money. So eventually we'll see that. If I'm going to put my money in America, I don't want it in dollars where the inflation rate is still around 3.5% to 4%. Instead, I'd want it in risk assets or equities so I can take advantage of that upside momentum. And I know a lot of people were telling me that NASDAQ was bearish. I was arguing with the NASDAQ bears. Like, just look at the historical context. People, I study NASDAQ better than I know NAS better than I know myself. Okay. Look at these consolidation ranges, understand how the markets work, and understand why we're buying this. ChartAddicts members, it's a little side note for y'all. We have a range here, box, low of the box, body to wick, B2 dub. We have the impulse. We have the perfect double bottom retracement at the 886. Roy, why are you bullish on this? TP1 just got smacked. 15,300 is TP2. So mark off the 15,300 level on your chart. If you love your account, 15,300, mark that off. Potential retracement there. All right. If we break through that level, then we're going all the way to new highs. That's how it is. That simple. It is that simple. Literally can't get easier. Everything's on a retracement. Bitcoin's in a range. I'm pulling up this this gold trade again, keeping our eye on this. Cool, 3-1. Okay, that's at the top of the list. That's at the top of the list. Beautiful. So something that I've realized is I enjoy looking at not enjoy, but I benefit greatly from looking at NASDAQ on a 30-minute time frame as opposed to the lower time frames. All the information and the context that I need to make an informed trading decision for NASDAQ for that 1 hour session I'm looking for, that 10:20 to 11:20, I can do on the 30 minutes. There's this fallacy that the brain will do. No. Oh, shit. My whole setup just fell. Oh, I gotta unplug this. That was a close call. There's a fallacy the brain will make, which is, damn, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, thinking that if you go to the smaller time frames and there's more data, that there's more context. Like, so more information equals more context. And that's not true. Usually more information means a lot more confusion. It usually means an inability to stick to two things, and then when the market actually gets there, to like take action. If you have 8 or 7 scenarios in your head and like anything can happen and it could go up and then down and then sideways, and you're just playing too many predictive games, you're going to be confused that when the market finally gets to a really high probability zone, you're not going to take action. And so a lot of the ChartAddicts members, the number one conversation we have when we start coaching is get as clear as you possibly can about your strategy. Because if you don't, then when the market gives you exactly what you're looking for, you're just not going to act on it every day. And then when we go back test on the weekends, it's like, damn, bro, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. But that's why, like, keep it as simple as possible so that when the market shows its hand, you can take advantage. What are your reasons for bullish? Okay, got it. Price setups on indices for CPI and war from a better zone. All right. You can put it in USD, but doesn't bullish USD mean bearish indices? Not really. So this is what's important, is context is everything. If everybody in the world is starting to put their money in America, you could see the dollar and NASDAQ go up, right? But usually people choose one of the other. If inflation is still high, you don't want to hold currency because you're just going to lose money. You're losing 3.5%, which for $100, you're only losing about $3 or $4 of purchasing power. But when you have $1 billion, now you're losing $35 million of purchasing power every year. That's a lot of money. right? $40 million gone like that for no reason. So instead, you can put it in the stock market and make 7%. That's what I think most investors are going to do today. I think that they are going to continue to bid stocks up unless this conflict spreads into the supply chain of the world. So if China can't get goods over to the United States, there's now a blockade in the Middle East, and the ability to move goods from east to west is stifled, I think that that's when we're going to have some kind of market crash. Because we know that goods are going to start getting more expensive, people will start spending less, and that's going to create the ripple effect for a recession. Okay, it is almost 10:20. I'm looking for my entry here very, very soon. We're already getting that push. By the way, do you guys see how accurate this is? I just made up this price. I didn't make it up, but I had this zone marked off when price was still down here. All right, I had this marked off when price was still down here. Roy, how did you know? Come on. Come on. What are we doing here, people? They're sleeping on the boy. This is the 9:30 candle. And you know, this is going to turn into a swing trade because that 15,300 price, I am beyond confident about that one. If we continue bullish, that's going to be the upside target for sure. So that's a long way up. All right. The reason I didn't short is I don't want to take a position on the opposite side of the trend. So even though there is a shorter time frame opportunity here to either scalp or day trade a position counter trend, I would much rather get a high probability position by waiting for the retest to buy it up. If the market's bullish, and the reason why we don't want to do that is because of the impatience. All right. Yes, I do want to trade with the trend and I want to get the highest probability trade, but do I really want to wait another hour to get my position? Probably. Price went down on the Mercedes GT53. Whoop. Hold up. That's a later type of text. It says, chill out, Roy. You're not even that ripped. Dakota, how about you fight me? NASDAQ and US 30, no bottom wick. Sure, because they're not looking at the higher time frames, maybe. I mean, look, people can do whatever they want. I don't care. Higher time frame is everything. Strategy is very simple. But this thing could actually end up going bearish. So I guess there's a few scalps here. I don't recommend you guys take any of these trades. Again, you have to do your own research. I'm just showing you the trades that I'm taking. So do your own analysis, take your own risk, make sure that you guys are employing proper risk management, because proper risk management is key. So I'm still holding a running position from last week at 14,650. This is why we hold runners, people. That 2 lots is running almost $1,000. That's my runner. And actually, I'm going to close half his bag up and just keep that 1 lot. So I do expect the market to continue. I'm going to use that floating equity to continue to, I don't know, just continue to run and open new positions. So right here, I'm going to be taking a scalp. If we form a double top, Like, I just want to see like a retest of that top side wick and then a push all the way back down. We can get a potentially like a 50 to 80 pip move, 50 to 80 point move on this trade. So smaller time frames, the way that would look is just a retest of these highs up here. More than likely this one right here at 23. Form that double top, and then we can sell the double top to come all the way back down inside the range, and then we can buy it inside the range. I was going to skip out on the shorts because obviously I want the highest probability position. And so if you're looking for just the best trade, you have a funded account, you're doing a challenge, you're trying to dig yourself out of a hole, you're learning and trying to understand trading at a higher level, only take the high probability trades, right? Which is going to be this one. Or potentially fib, top bottom, 886 is the 100. Price could get stuck right here. It could get stuck right here at the 100. Got it marked off. So if I do take, if you guys are going to scalp with me, I'm going to take the shorts. 100 is going to be my first target, because if it wants to fly from here, I'm going to make my bag. No matter what the market decides to do, I'll make my bag and get out. If the market dips a little bit lower, we have a buy position, or have a buy alert waiting right here at 1570. Okay, let's take a look at this on a smaller time frame, and I'm just gauging to see if it makes sense for me to scalp this thing down, because it's a 3-to-1 or a 4-to-1 trade. Nothing wrong with it. I could take a lower risk if I really want to, since it's the opposite side of the trend. But patience is everything with NASDAQ. It's almost 1020. It's almost my session. And so maybe that's when we're going to get that final push down. We have 80. Said, ha, 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 LOL. Appreciate the knowledge. You already know, Frenchie. Good to see you on here. Yes, sir. Josh says, let him know. Dakota, is Dakota even a man's name? He said, I'm not going to beef with a woman, bro. That's fucking crazy. So that's wild behavior. You guys know me. I'm unpredictable. I'm wild. Might have ADHD. Who knows, right? I'm all over the place. One thing you'll never catch me doing is beefing with a woman. Not part of my MO. All right, I'm going to scalp this short real quick at the extension level. I'm going to give this thing a second to see if I get some kind of reaction. No rejection, no entry. Get out of my way. Go ahead and pin that for everybody. We're at 25, so 50, that's 25 points. I just entered a short position here. This is a scalp. Again, this is a scalp. The real trade is going to be the buys. The real trade is going to be the buys. So what I'm doing here is shorting the market down to the 100 level, so 15,100. If the market gets stuck here, I'll already be in break even. If it wants to push all the way up like that, we will see the market respecting the 15,100 zone. If it wants to get stuck here, it's going to go multiple rejections, and then we'll be able to actually buy it up from here or buy it up from down here. The trade I'm taking now is just a short-term scalp, just something to, dip my feet in the water here. So if we hit that bottom entry, let's call it a 3-to-1. If we only make it to the 100 level, you still got about 1.4 to 1 R. So there's no guarantee that we actually get this retracement, by the way. The reason that trading against the trend is so risky is because there's a very high probability that if the market gets here, that it's going to be a buy. But that doesn't guarantee that the market will get down there. And so that's the piece that I think we all have to accept as traders, which is, this is a very high probability move, but that doesn't mean to sell it down. That is a high probability thing to do. I'm taking the trade because it's more than likely to retest than not. And so that's why I'm taking that trade. 1560 is going to be that real buy entry that I'm looking for. All right, 2 more minutes until my secret session. You guys are going to start to see the volume pick up here in about a minute. Why is the brightness so weak on my laptop? What the hell is this? Oh, invalid stop losses. What? How's that an invalid stop loss? All right, it kind of looks like price is just going to continue to push from here. What up, everybody? If you're watching this, make sure to drop a like if you're on YouTube. Love the energy, my guy, Joshua Ortega. Welcome. Bryce, the one and only. I hit you up on Discord. Got to chop it up. I see you have safe travels, brother. Not a follower says I can't hear you no more. Well, I was just silently analyzing and getting in and out of my trades. So I wasn't saying nothing because sometimes a wise man said nothing at all. All right. I'll just let the pips do the talking. I'll let my pips do the talking. But if you do want some context as to what I did, let me know. Put it in the chat. Say, Roy, what did you just do? Otherwise, a picture is worth 1,000 words. You can see right in front of you exactly the actions I took. I did it live in front of you, in and out of the trades, sideways, got in, scaled in, hedged out, right? I'm hedging myself out of this shitty entry right here. The first entry I took is in drawdown about, let's call it $100. The second entry I took is in profits about $100. So I can cancel both and clear it, and now I'm basically in profits. What I'm personally looking to do is, once the market pushes below my first entry, I actually want to close the early entry. All right, this way it's sitting in negative $40 or some shit. This one, once they kind of overlap, I'll be able to close it in profits. Those are my options. I got an early entry. I'm trying to hedge myself out. I may have just missed my chance to get out of the trade, but I do believe that we're going to get a retracement here. 1020 to 1120, we're going to have a continuation move or a reversal move. So it's either going to be like this for the next hour, or this thing is just going to keep pushing for the next hour. More than likely, we'll get that retracement. We just got to be patient here. Only one way to tell. All right. Anyone got questions about market news, market prices, trades, trade ideas, any instruments you guys would like me to cover, any specific news event you guys would like me to cover? Oof. No mercy. All right, this is the moment of truth. I drew a fib from this recent impulse, and I was just looking for the extension levels. We already broke the first extension. This is the last line of defense right here, the 1.618. If we break above that extension level as well, this thing is just going to form a new floor here and keep going. This extension level should be the one that we need to form some kind of shorter time frame resistance and get that push back in. All right. How about I was just answering a quick text. All right, so it looks like market's going to continue pushing bullish for the next hour. Was really looking for some kind of pullback at the extensions, but looks like we might not get that pullback. I'm not going to close the trades just yet. More than likely what the market will do is just push, and then come wick back in to retest this level of support. So I will be able, or might be able, to close this in profits or close this in break even. If they hit stop loss, they hit stop loss. That's the risk that we take. I'm risking about, I want to say, 0.25% total on this trade. Or 0.5%, sorry. 0.5% for both of the positions combined. So 0.25% for each. Really wanted to see that retrace. I should have just bought it at the lows, but later in the session, I'm sure that we're going to get a retracement of these lows. I think that everyone who's chasing the buys for late entries is going to get crushed here pretty soon. And so that's personally what I'm waiting on. I just want to see a sharp retracement back down so we can get a better entry for the longs. And I might have just underestimated how aggressive the market was. I think I very strongly underestimated. So what I'm going to do is hedge that trade. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta record this video. How did I forget to record the video? That's nuts. Well, I didn't forget, but damn. So my stop is actually 10 points above wherever the current price is. So it's right here. We're getting pretty fucking close. 2 to 1. Ugh. Let's see if the market wants to be a little generous today. At least come back down to the entries. So if it's if I'm gonna get kicked from these trades, at least let me close and break even. Don't take a loss. Thoughts on CPI and what to expect for the rest of the year? Honestly, CPI has been coming down for, now it's not coincidental anymore. When Jerome Powell says, yeah, we can't just look at 1 month's data and confidently say that inflation's coming down. Now we got 3-4 months data, and it looks like inflation is coming down. Now, what's important is look at core versus headline CPI. Oil prices are keeping inflation artificially down. This recent conflict between Iran and Saudi Arabia and Russia, these are the oil producing nations. Any slip in oil prices is going to send inflation ramping right back up. Because we've already exhausted the strategic petroleum reserves, we don't have any more ammo. We're literally back in the same situation. Inflation is coming down. We are one banana peel slip away from heading right back into I don't want to say hyperinflation, but this runaway inflation. And we're in the middle of a geopolitical conflict between all the oil producing nations in the world. So yeah, you tell me what you think about inflation for the rest of the year. I do see it remaining below that 3.8 level. And unless, we go into a war, I don't think that we're going to slip. So soft landing is kind of like where I'm heading with this. But there's just no way that America stays out of trouble. There's an election year coming up. There's just no way that it's smooth sailing. I don't fucking buy it for a second. Recession Q1, Q2. Until then, probably some positive numbers coming out. But yeah, it's inevitable. I actually got kicked from my first trade. Oh, we're at the 886 on the daily here. Well, that's not a bad place to take another short. I'd set 2 different stop losses. So the top entry I had, the one that had 15 lots on it, actually got hit. The stop loss got hit. The second trade I had, the early entry, I had a slightly wider stop loss. I think by it was probably about 8 points. So one of them got kicked, the other one stayed in. $380 loss. Could be worse. So that's less than 0.25%. I'll show you guys what hedge looks like. If this sell position that I just entered plays out, I'm making like 750. So you think I lost $300, I make 750, and I get to close this one and break even. That's why you'll see I put my take profit right under the entry, because I don't want to stay in this trade. My goal is not to make money on this trade anymore. My goal is really just to not lose money, because it's such a bad entry. I just want to be out of it as soon as possible. So I set my take profit very conservatively. And then you could even set your take profit for the second entry at the same price. Daily 88.6. Might we get a retracement from here? Only one way to find out. God, that's a mess. Get out of here. All right, people. Yeah, look, I don't think this thing's coming back. In all honesty, I know it's still early in the session, but at this point, I think it's going to keep pushing for the next 2-3 hours. 2-3 hours. And then it'll consolidate mid-session. And then we'll either have a retracement at the end of the session, or we'll have like a little mini retracement during lunch and continuation at the second half of the session. First half of the session moves, second half of the session moves. The session always has two parts. Which platform do you use when reading economic news? I use Forex Factory. What are your opinions on Q banks and 500,000 floating trade? I don't know what you're talking about, what trade you're talking about. I mind my own business. You may want to do the same and make the most amount of money possible for yourself. We missed the trade. It just keeps going up. I get it. We didn't miss the trade, but we're not in the trade. Where does FTMO act as a regulated broker, or it's only funded accounts that you're using? Does FTMO act as a regulated broker, or it's only funded accounts that you're using? Those are two completely separate questions. FTMO is a prop firm. It's all fake money. It's all demo money. It ain't shit real back there. It just is. It is what it is. Parev says, "Nice try, bro." Yeah, y'all look. You lose a trade, you don't sit here and cry about it. Part of being a trader is being mature. Part of being a trader is being a competitor. And imagine if you're a competitor like a basketball player and you cry every time you miss a shot. You'd be a fucking pansy. So my biggest piece of advice is do not over leverage. So that way, if you do lose a trade, it's not going to hurt your P&L. It's not going to significantly impact your psychology. So I did lose money today. That's perfectly fine. But you'll see that it only takes one trade to make it back. Right? The runner that I had, this one lot runner. So you guys got to realize I was throwing 15 to 25 lot trades on the FTMO swing account. This one lot runner is floating more money than I just lost on one of those trades. It's a reminder to me that the right trade is going to make it all back times 100. So yeah, I did kind of gamble a little bit, looking for a counter trend trade. I did make it very clear that trades in the direction of the trend are the highest probability, and not to take the trade if you're looking for the best probability trades. And so I gave you every possible piece of context that you needed to make a good decision. And hopefully you all fucking listened, right? That's the bare minimum. 200E in down NAS. 200E in down NAS. What the fuck does that even mean? Is that English? Bo John says SL with a smiling face emoji. But you're a confusing motherfucker, bro. Are you happy or are you not happy? I don't understand. Like, are you in a good mood? Are you not in a good mood? I'm just so confused. Oh, that was a dud. Was also a dud. Fucking should have bought it right at the bottom. God damn it. All right, well, that about concludes the day. The only other moves that are going to happen will be like potential smaller time frame retests here when it messes around and keeps going. I have no business in taking those kinds of trades. This is just not my thing. These were the entries, and so the further it gets from the ideal entry, the less I want to take a trade. Okay, we're just going to have to let the market form a new floor and reset and do the same shit tomorrow where we catch this liquidity grab. I'm not even pissed, but I'm a little bit pissed because I saw it coming from a mile away and I ended up taking the shorts because of the thing. I don't care about the shorts, like losing the shorts, but it's like I saw the longs. They're so straightforward. We had this little fake bullshit grab and retest outside of the range. All my baby pips traders selling right here, right? You guys know the baby pips traders selling off the break and retest. You guys know the break and retest, folks. All right. Oh my God, a break and retest. Let me lose all my money. And then there's the recovery back in, and there's the retest back in, and then there's the second retest back in with the higher low, and then there's another retest with the higher low. Like every single thing was pointing towards taking the long position, but I wanted to stick to my 10-20 session, and this is what I get. So I think I'm going to have to adjust my trading plan to incorporate the market open whipsaw as part of my entry. And then if there's a retest at 10-20, so be it. It is what it is. Little minor adjustments. All right, y'all, with that trade being gone, I don't really have a lot of trades that I'm looking at. That was the only one. I only day trade NAS 100. So with that being done, I'm going to be hanging out for the rest of the day. I'm going to go be productive and focus on the things I got to focus on. And I'm not going to sit here and chase random positions. Who's with me? Put a 1 in the chat if you're in control, if you know exactly what you're looking for, if you've already set your alerts for the second half of the session moves. Gold, I'm looking for that 1948 buy level. No rejection, no entry. Bobby said, I was just telling myself that I'll be back tomorrow. I'd be forcing trades if I stayed around market today. It's that simple, guys. You will lose trades every once in a while. Like, look at my fucking P&L. I don't really even like to show this. I'm a very private person, and it kind of fucks with my decision making when people are looking at my trades and shit. But let's take a look at this. Like, this is a $6,000 winner right here. These are $6,000 winners. Now, these are aggregated, which means that I closed a bunch of partials and it aggregated the full orders together. But like, yeah, I'll have losers. Like, I'll have $400 losers, $180 losers, $1,000 loss right here, 500. These are, where's the losses from today? We had 380, 400, 500. Okay, so it looks bad. It looks like Roy just lost $1,500. You want to know why it looks like that? Because I did. And all it takes is one good trade right here, 2,800, to make it all back and be profitable. And you guys can see the overall profitability, et cetera, et cetera. So don't get caught up in the one fucking loss. And if you are, it's because you're over leveraged and you're being a clown. All right? Remember what I said at the beginning of this call. If you're getting emotional about trading, you got to rethink about your role in this game. Yeah, some of you got offended and just dipped off the stream right there. I just saw a massive drop-off as soon as I called everybody out. Trading is not for the weak, people. I genuinely want to remind everyone that if you've been marketed a dream or sold a dream on social media about trading being easy, about trading being a short-term thing, about you being able to succeed in 4 months off of learning a strategy, I'm here to let you know I'm going to be the source of truth for you, that is not how this game works. You will get crushed in this game if your expectations are not aligned with reality. One of the biggest expectations is that the trade has to win, which is why you over-leverage. No one over-leverages thinking they're going to lose. The expectation needs to be that anything can happen, and that's why we don't over-leverage. I don't like use risk management because I don't think the trade's going to play out. I know my strategy. I know it can play out, but the times that it doesn't, that's where you get crushed. So risk management is very important. If any individual trade has a significant impact on your profit and loss, it's typically because you're over leveraged, you're positioned too heavy. So adjust, get more confident, and be able to hold these trades to their full duration. Don't forget to make that video about the geographical impacts. Do you guys put a 1 in the YouTube comments and drop a like. Here, let me do this. How many likes are we at? 51 likes. If we get to 70 likes, I'll actually give you a sneak peek of the article and of the video. Because I'm going to write the article and release it first, and then I'm going to do a recap video of the article. But if you guys want me to do it right now and give you the first initial screening, let's get the likes on this video up to 70, and then drop any number in the YouTube comments. Drop a number in the YouTube comments, and let's get the likes. Drop a like and a subscribe. If we get 70 likes on the video, I will show you 70 likes on the video. I will show you the article and what I found. What I found is the biggest reason why I'm bullish, right? I'm 100,000 times more bullish after doing that research for the article than I was before. Hands down. If you guys want me to go through this, let's get the likes up to 70. Get 70 likes on this, and we'll do it. Noah says, smash that like button, people. Yeah. Let's go. Walter, good to see you on here. Let's go. Let's go. Don't forget to make that. Okay, we good. I mean, it doesn't look like a lot of people are interested. Maybe 5 or 6 people. So I guess we just won't cover it. I'll drop the video. And yeah, you guys can just go through, look at the video on your own time, and make that happen. ChartAddicts members, I'll go through that article as soon as I turn off the live stream on YouTube. We can continue on for about 10 minutes while I just go through some of those findings. Henry says, following a trading plan will keep you profitable long term. Yeah, thank you, Captain Obvious. We got a fucking Albert Einstein in the chat today. All right. What we got? What platforms? Boom, boom. Opinions on Q banks. Indices are bearish during war. Eric, this is wrong. This is why you don't take advice from people online. Because people will just be very confidently wrong. Like confident. And I've done that too. I've made some wild bets and I was dead wrong. So I was going to eat my shoe if Bitcoin didn't hit 100K in 2021. I have not eaten that shoe. I had to basically double or nothing. So I'm being held accountable for that one. I know a lot of you guys that have watched my streams have seen me make a similar promise. It is what it is. Yeah, y'all, it doesn't look like we're getting the necessary likes. Actually, no, we did. We got 70 likes. Oh, shit. Huh. There we go. Now I'm pissed off. Now I'm definitely not going to fucking cover it. All right. You guys want to know why I'm pissed off? Because I was asking y'all to hit the like button this entire stream. And then when I had to threaten everybody with not covering the vid, when I had to drop some threats, now everybody wants to hit the like button. Y'all going to make me be a dickhead? Yeah, look what you turned me into. Look what you guys turned me into. You guys could have smashed that like button at any given moment and we could have avoided this whole thing. But we didn't. So let's go through that. Biggest findings, I'm actually going to jump to the end. What I went through is I went and looked at the biggest geopolitical events of the last, call it since 2016. All right, and I'll go through this into more detail. In the YouTube video, I'll zoom in and have a full screen view of this. But I went through everything from Brexit, the 2016 election of Trump, the start of the US-China trade war, the change in Federal Reserve policy, both times where Jerome Powell raised rates, and then when he lowered rates again, the Hong Kong protests, the COVID-19 crash, the WHO declares a pandemic, and there's 2 other geopolitical events that are over here on the right that we're going to cover. In every instance, as you can see, Brexit was bullish, 2016 election was bullish, the China trade war, we consolidated. But after hitting a floor, we continued up. Federal Reserve, eventually that changed. COVID crash, eventually once the WHO declared it a pandemic, we ended up recovering. So here's the finding. I'm going to skip to the end here to give you guys the answer that you're looking for. So I went through and looked at the average recovery duration for every macro event. How long does it take for the market to reach those highs after it makes a massive retracement? And for every single one, I went through and looked at it. Brexit was 2-3 weeks. The presidential election was real quick. The China trade war took about 20 to 25 weeks from the time that it started to dip to the time it recovered and broke the highs. Federal Reserve policy, that whole fiasco, was 20 to 25 weeks. The Hong Kong protests was 10 to 15 weeks. And the COVID crash was about 25 to 30 weeks. Now, the average duration, if you look at all of those events, is about 20 weeks to break the highs and to go back to all-time highs. Now, I was more interested in when does the market bottom out? Because we don't necessarily make money while the market is, like when the market breaks the highs. We don't make money here. We make money if we had bought down here, correct? So ideally, we want to figure out how long does the market usually take to hit a bottom? That's the question I was trying to answer in that video for you all. And here's the answer. The Brexit referendum, we bottomed out in about a week. The start of the US-China trade war, the overall recovery was 25 weeks, but bottoming out was only 10 weeks of crash. The change in Federal Reserve policy was 8 to 10 weeks, real quick. The Hong Kong protest was about 4 to 5 weeks. The COVID crash was about 4 to 5 weeks. That was the fastest recovery we've ever seen. And so if you do the average of all of them, you have about 6 weeks from the market dipping to the time it recovers. All political events, all geopolitical events eventually lead to a bullish stock market. Because again, when the world is uncertain, America is the safest place to park your money. America spends more on military than the world combined. The whole world combined. Okay, both proportionally relative to our overall budget and absolutely. So in an absolute sense, we spend more than the whole world, all the G7 countries, everybody put together. From a relative perspective, we spend more, a larger percentage of our budget on defense than the rest of the world. You say like Germany might spend close to 2% or 1.8% of their GDP on defense. America might spend closer to 3.8 to 4%, double the percent, and our GDP is like 4 times larger. So America, safe place, ain't nobody attacking us. They're going to try, that's for damn sure, but that's why we spend so much on defense. And yeah, that's the game. So I think that we're finally getting that retracement. My session is done, right? We're either going to get a retest here at 15,130, 15,100, or 1565. Personally, I'm willing to bet on the 1565 entry. I still have my alert here. And if the market comes down, hits my alert, I'm going to take a buy and make all my money back times 10. All right. So it's a great trading stream. Great to see all of you. If you guys are interested in learning more about NASDAQ and how NASDAQ moves, I highly recommend you guys checking out the new bootcamp that we are launching. We have a 3-day masterclass from November 5th to the 8th. And if you don't believe how valuable that masterclass is, if you were in the previous masterclass, let us know in the comments section and let the folks know in case they're on the fence. A lot of you were probably on the fence last month before you purchased a seat for the program. And now that you've gone through the program, you now have the benefit of hindsight and you guys have no incentive to lie. So let people know if it was shit, just let them know in the comments right now if it's shit, if it was extremely helpful and you felt like it was beneficial for you and your growth and your understanding of how to trade NASDAQ, let everybody know in the comments section. ChartAddictsFX.com. You can go over here to boot camps to find the link. Josh, go ahead and mute your microphone. If you have a question, put it in the chats. So you can go directly here to the boot camps, secure your seat. The class will start Sunday, November 5th. The final day to register, I believe, is October 21st. October 21st, which is next week. There are limited seats, and so if it sells out before, if the seats are all packed, you will not have a chance to get in. The next class will not be until January. Like, don't cost yourself an incredible 2-3 months of using a consistent strategy by missing a deadline. So make it a priority, set this thing on your calendar, head over to ChartAddicts FX right after this YouTube stream, and we'll catch you there. The link is in the description below if that's you. Love from Mexico, David Sanchez. He said, thanks. Much love as always, of course. Vince V. Dam, appreciate you for asking. And the article is going to go into a lot more stuff, kind of like what caused these things, because the nuance is important. If it's geopolitical versus if it's economic, it does depend. It does determine the impact. So I'm also going to cover some things like what led to the crash in 2021, what led to the recovery in October of 2022. Well, I'm fucking this all up. The crash of 21, the recovery of 22 in October of 22. What led to both of those? Because those were some of the biggest market movers we've had the past 10 years. Okay, we also have that. Good. The visual, I think, is just the most important here. So good stuff. Covered that up. NAS is absolutely crushing. This is kind of pissing me off the longer I look at it. So I'm ending the stream now so that I don't feel tempted to get back into the market and potentially risk my profits or risk any any of my gains. All right. Take it easy. Happy and safe trading. Recommend this stream to your friends, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning for the market open trading. Happy and safe trading. Peace. All right, CA members, I definitely fucked that up. All right.